Today we will be making a portrait of Martin Luther. This is kind of in an illustrative style. We'll also be adding text. For this project, we will be using a pencil, Sharpie, some scissors, and glue stick. And then we will also be using some construction paper, your color choice, and some regular white paper, like printer paper or drawing paper works as well. All right, I'm going to start off towards the top of my paper, a little bit off center, so a little bit to the right, and I'm going to make just a little mark, and I'm going to curve my line down just a little bit until I get really close to each of the edges of the paper. Next, I'm going to curve it around kind of in a C shape on both sides. And then on the left side, I'm going to bring it back out again and then back in again. So it's almost like a backwards 3. I'm going to go up towards the top and then kind of a diagonal line over and then connect it again with my other side. So this is kind of the basic shape of the hat. Next, I'm going to draw a line that's kind of curved down, another line down again, and a third. I'm going to go underneath where the chin would be. And then I'm going to make kind of a wide curved line here. Now, if ever I'm going too fast, please pause so that you can catch up. I'm going to kind of connect this neckline to the chin, and then here I'm going to add a little bit of hair coming out from under the hat, just by kind of adding some wavy lines. I'll do the same in the middle and the same on the right. The top of the collar is pretty high, so I'm going to put a diagonal line coming way up by the top of his neck. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side as well. A diagonal line, have it cut in a little bit, and then out again. There's the outline. Next, I'm going to add the features of his face. I'm going to start right in the middle with a really light circle. This will kind of show me where his nose is going to go. Then I'm going to make a line that kind of comes up from that and goes over just a little bit. Here I'm going to make a line that goes out and over for an eyebrow. I'm going to add another line here for the bridge of his nose and then add another line for where the eyebrow would be. I'm going to do the bottom part of his nose and then add a curved line to connect to the nose for where the nostrils would be. For his mouth, I'm going to go down a little bit from the nose and I'm going to make a really tiny V. Then I will extend the lines out on the sides, bring them up just a tiny bit, and then add kind of another line underneath for the bottom lip. I'll add a line to the side of the mouth for the crease, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some eyes. I'm adding the eye shape along with eyelids on both sides. Notice my right side is right next to my nose line. My left side is a little bit farther away just because of the angle of his face. I add eyelids to both, and then I'm going to have him looking off to the left side. So I'm putting the eyeballs over to the left. I'm going to go ahead and draw in the inside parts of the eyes. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my eraser and erase that circle that I made right away for the nose. There I have kind of the basic sketch. Next, I'm going to start adding some of the text. So I decided to write his name, Martin Luther, in his hat, And notice that to make the letters fit, I'm using very thin letters that are very tall. And I'm trying to just kind of space them out to take up the space. My L is like super thin, my T's are super narrow, the whole works so that you can fit all of the letters in the space of his hat. And then in his coat, I decided to put the solas. So sola is the Latin word for only. So we have sola, and then I'm going to put scriptura, which is the word for scriptures or the Bible. I'm going to write that in here. And then on the other side, I'm going to write an S, and then the OLA has to go underneath because there's not enough room. And then I'm going to write the word gratia, which is grace in Latin. So only scripture, only grace. And then the third one is sola fide, and fide means faith. So those are the three solas of the Reformation, which is where he realized that it's by grace alone that we are saved through faith. And he obviously found that out by studying the scriptures. So I am just repeating those three solas throughout his clothing. And you could play around with using different texts if you want, different types of fonts. But I am just using nice solid capital letters so that it is a nice bold print. And I'm using all of these to just fill up the space below. This is kind of something more illustrative an illustrator might do, and so I thought it would be fun just to do something different instead of just drawing his face and coloring it. I also apologize for the fly that keeps going by in this video. He was quite annoying. All right, there you have my pencil drawing. Now I'm going to take a Sharpie and trace over all of my lines. And here I'm just going to really try to, be nice and careful. I can correct any mistakes that I happen to make with my pencil. And I just want to make nice, neat lines the entire time while tracing back over all of my pencil lines. Now that I've traced all of my lines, I'm going to take my scissors and cut around the outside edge of my drawing. Now again, if you wanted to add color to this, you totally could. You could shade the face in, you could add color to the clothing. I decided to leave this as kind of a bold illustration look, so I went with just the black and white, and then the color will of course be in the background. So I am taking my time, trying to really carefully cut along the lines of Martin Luther's outlines here. And then what I will do, of course, is glue it to the background color. And again, I chose red because it's usually the color that we use in church during the Reformation service. It's a celebration of the truth that Martin Luther found when he was doing his studies. And so, of course, we celebrate that it is by grace alone that we are saved, and that's nothing that we have to do to earn our way to get to heaven. It's just by the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Okay, so I am finishing my cutting of my outline. It is nice and neat. And now I am going to go ahead and turn my picture over, and I'm going to add glue just along the outside edge. When using stick glue, I do not need to put glue all in the middle as well. That's kind of wasting of the glue. Just a line around the edge is plenty. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my picture over and center it nicely on my background page. And there you have my illustrative project of Martin Luther's portrait. Thank you guys so much for following along with me. I do have some other fun projects on my YouTube channel, so please make sure to check them out, all right? Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.